So I had one interesting thing. So recently a friend of mine just got out of a marriage. Okay, and now she's like, I am now ready to date. I want to now start going out and dating. Now, I know this whole dating world, the relationship world is a big thing right now, right? I'm sure with the clients that come to you, etc. Also, it's a huge, aspect on people's minds.
Because people hate being left out.
Being left out.
Yeah, because everyone's doing mushy things in relationships.
I also want to be doing that.
Even I want to do it. I don't want to feel left out, which is why.
So, what are some of the big relationship hurdles that people are facing? What are the big relationship habits that you are noticing that need to slowly start tweaking?
There are many. One is talking about this example that you gave me. A lot of us, we do not heal enough, and because you don't heal enough, you bleed on other people who didn't hurt you. Right? This is a quote, and I really love this saying, that when you don't heal, you bleed on people who didn't hurt you.
Correct.
And that's so true. Because sometimes your past baggages is something that you carry forward in your new relationship as well. Let's suppose I had some trust issues in my previous relationship. If I won't heal, I will carry this forward in my new relationship as well, where I'll be like, this person might not be trustworthy, just like my previous relationship. So what happens is you completely come into this whole phase of carrying everything in your new relationship when you don't heal. But it just needs, you need to be cognizant enough to understand that the person I was with is different from the person I'm with right now.
Correct.
They're completely two different people. Different upbringing, different exposure, different experiences, different, I think, all of that.
The only
Their
common
belief
part is me
systems.
in this
Yeah,
situation.
the only common part. And what I bring to the table really, really matters. I don't have to bring anything from the past. It's my choice. But if I end up bringing, then I have to be cognizant of what am I doing in the... It's gonna harm in the long run.
Exactly.
So one thing that I notice is people do not heal from their past relationship and they hop on to the another one. Which is why you have to sit with yourself and ask yourself, what is it that my past relationship did not cater to? What is it that created some kind of a turmoil, emotional, mental, physical turmoil in me in my past relationship that I don't have to now get it along with me? Because this is what we do. Simple as that. When you go to a supermarket, let's suppose you went to a supermarket, you had this list of things that you had to buy. You miss out on a couple of the items. Now you reached home and you're like, oh, I forgot these 2 items. What do? You put it in your list, carry it forward, so that next time when you go to the supermarket, you'll get them. Right? What did you do? You carry it forward. So, this is easy. This is fine. This still makes sense. But this is something that we apply even in our relationships. That maybe my previous relationship, my previous partner did not make me feel seen, heard. He was too dominating. Maybe this person is also dominating in nature. He might manipulate me to do things that I don't want to do. Right? But it's important for you to know that this person is completely like a blank slate. Know who he is. I'm not saying this new person might be completely aligned with you.
Yeah, he might not be the rock star you've been looking for.
Correct. But you need to understand him in his own element, and rather than imposing all your past baggages.
Lovely.
So one habit is to sit with yourself. And a lot of people, like I said, they apply their past experiences, past, I think, lessons to the new one. Saying past equals to
this person.
So you have to stop doing that. The other thing that I notice is triangulation that people do in their relationships, which means, let's suppose if I have a fight with my partner, I'll get third person involved saying, tell me who was right.
Lovely.
Why do you have to do that? Because I believe that it's only you two will understand the dynamics of your relationship, will understand what you two bring to the table, what alignment you both have, because a third person will never understand your equation, no matter how hard you try. I see a lot of people do that. Gen Zs do that. They'll always involve their friend. That, acha, you tell me who was right. Don't you think that I was right? Don't you think that he did wrong to me? Whatever the case is. So triangulation is one of the most manipulative tactic that people use in a relationship. It's a It's an unconscious habit people get into, and that's not healthy.
Very interesting. It's like dinner conversation. Na? You know what he did to me the other day? Now
Yeah.
you tell me, would you have done the same thing?
Exactly. And this is something that we do even in parties.
Yeah.
Like we sit with chill with everyone and like, listen, this is what he does. No, speak with him. I believe that do not speak about your relationship to someone else. Speak about your relationship with your relationship partner.
Nice.
Not with anyone else. So it's a saying. I don't know if I'm kind of putting it right, but don't speak about him, but speak to him, about him, or whatever the case is. So triangulation is one of...
And one aspect in the triangulation itself, which is there's a right and a wrong.
Yeah.
Who is
And I
right
don't
and who's
think
wrong. There's never a right
but
or wrong.
There's no such thing as right or wrong in a relationship. There's no such thing as your truth or my truth. It's the truth. Okay?
Which neither of us will know.
Yeah. Of course. Because my truth is always going to be different from your truth.
Correct.
So the fact is to understand that however my partner behaved was as per his approach to life, how he functions, how he operates. I have to understand. The other thing that I notice is people think that if, let's suppose if my partner has an unhealthy habit, okay, where whatever the habit is, I start, or maybe this person just, let's say he has anger issues, let's suppose, literally tag him as an angry person.
Identification.
No. Learn to separate the person from his behavior. These are two absolutely distinct features. Person, his behavior. You may not like something about him. Tell him about it. Instead of just saying that you are this person.
Correct.
And lashing out. No. So that's another unhealthy habit that I noticed.
You're
where
a loner. You're a this.
you don't go out.
You're,
You don't socialize with people. I'm such a social butterfly. You don't go out with me, this, that. No. Maybe you can come to a midway conclusion saying, what do you think? What can we do? Because I like socializing. I know you don't like it. That's something that you don't enjoy as much as I do. Where you've been respectful to the person, saying that you don't like this socializing aspect. You don't tell the person you are a loner. No. So you've separated the two.
Yeah.
Person with his or her attributes or
And
behavior.
Ekta, this is at an evolved level that we're talking about this. But you see so many relationships where people are calling each other fatty, motu, lambu,
My
patlu, all those kinds of things are, and all
This is
those
called labeling.
it is constantly taking place in relationships, and it has such a dramatic effect on the.
You'll be surprised. Recently, I think not recently. It's been like a while, where I posted something about how partners are abusing each other, using cuss words, abusive words, and they say it's just for fun. We like it. That's how our equation is. We abuse each other, use the words for each other, and I was like, but I don't think that's respectful. Even if you call it that it's fun, it's not respectful. It's like, oh, this is our relation. This is fine for us. Over a period of time, when your mental narrative will change towards cuss words and abusives, then you'll be like, no, how can he say that to me? How can he use this word for me? Right? And this is something people need to understand, that you can't normalize or romanticize these things. Unfortunately, people are romanticizing these unhealthy behaviors. For example, situationship that people talk about these days.
Oh, we're in a
Where you get-
situationship.
Yeah. And people are romanticizing it. That we are in a relationship, but we are in a figuring out stage. Let's see. We don't call each other boyfriend, girlfriend. We don't tell people that we are in a relationship. But we are in a process of, let's see, we're just going with the flow. But it's a scam. Okay. Having said that, I completely disagree with this part. Maybe just call me like old school, or because I'm a millennial.
No, but you don't label so.
Yeah. But I'm like, even then, of course, like we were in the process, even as a millennial, baby boomers or Generation Y, even they were in the process of figuring out, but they would know their boundaries also. Here you are literally being as if you are in a relationship and not call it a relationship.
You know where all this started?
No.
Facebook.
Oh,
When you had to give
yeah.
relationship statuses,
Oh, yes.
you had single, married, or in a relationship,
Complicated.
and it's complicated. And It's Complicated was the one where basically all the situationships, etc., etc.
I think that's where we started normalizing it.
We started normalizing it from understanding relationships from that point of view.
It's complicated. We don't know where are we. No, I believe if you're in a relationship, be in a relationship. If you're not, then don't say that you are in a relationship. It's said that don't do wifey duties for someone who doesn't even want to make you your girlfriend, make you his girlfriend. Yeah, so that's a saying. A lot of people do that. They treat that person as a boyfriend or do all the girlfriend duties, but she doesn't know where is she in this entire equation of two.
In fact, it's so interesting. These kinds of complicated relationships, like unclear relationships, obviously in terms of romantic relations is one thing, but even with friends, it is a big one. Am I part of this group or not part of this group? Are you all my friends or you're not my friends? There's always this kind of a...
I think it's vagueness.
In that vagueness, a large part of your energy, emotional energy is drained with this. So absolutely right. So one is this kind of uncertainty of where we are.
Yeah.
But what are some habits in relationships that really supercharge them? That take them to the next level? This is stuff that is making relationships like on teeter-totter.
Yeah.
What is stuff that will, like, if you start doing, your relationship will become full-on next level bloom?
One that I keep telling people that whenever you want to address a problem to your partner, don't use contempt.
Tell me more.
There's one habit that I really dislike is a lot of people, and this is, I'm going to segue to your question. Stonewalling is one of the things. It's like, if I did not like the way you behave, I'll just give you cold treatment, silent treatment. I'll become cold, distant. But I think one of the way to resolve conflicts, and I love this conflict resolution, is by sitting and speaking with your partner that, listen, I know whenever you are ready that you want to talk to me about this, but I think this is what bothered me. I know that however you behaved, or that's the way you operate. Maybe I'm sure that there must be a reason for you to have behaved in a certain way. But whenever you're ready, you want to discuss this, I'm all ears. So you know what happens? You've given the other person that space to come up with it whenever he or she is ready. That the person does not feel that, he's compelled.
Forcing it.
Or forced to...
Tell me now.
Just resolve this right now. No, sometimes, see, people operate in a very different way. Let's say if two people are having they've had a fight or they had a conflict, they have something which is literally like a burning issue right now. One of the two would want to resolve it immediately. The other wants some space. That give me some time, let me be mindful. Otherwise, I'll say something that I shouldn't have said and I'll regret that later. Just let me be in my cave and I'll come back and I'll speak to you about it. So you have to learn to manage your relationship, understand the equation of your relationship. It's like man managing your partner, understanding that how does he operate or she operates. So I have to understand that. And it's important to communicate where you are not putting blame game on the other person, saying you behave like this. No, start shifting. And I'm sure that you must have come across this. That use a lot of I statement instead of you statements. You did this. You've done this wrong. No, just say how you felt in the process. That, I was a bit hurt because ABC thing happened. Instead of saying, you did this to me. You hurt me. And you're always late. You always do this. One is we literally use extreme statements of always, never, should do this, must do this. No. Maybe just allow that person to choose, right? So whenever you are putting across your point, make sure that you're using I statement. Focus on your emotion. Focus on how you felt. Don't say I felt this way because you did this again. You. I felt a certain way. Let's suppose you're out on a date and you're someone who loves to be on time. You love managing time well. For you, even that 15-minute of, I think, that delay can kind of irk you. So you can tell your partner that, I would love it if we come on time. I'd love it. So that I get to spend time with you all the more. I would have loved it. So you've put across your point without using the blame game and contempt.
IVM